Ford Ranger Raptor is unique, and I'll explain why. The Raptor already stands out on its own, but I really liked this one because of the range of convenience accessories. How does it make life easier? So I invite you to watch this video, because I'm going to show you some interesting things that you might not have known you could do with the Ford Ranger Raptor, and maybe with any other pickup, but especially with this Ford Ranger Raptor. It's best to start from the back, as that's where all the truck's adventurous features are. And look up, you'll see the tent. That's an inflatable tent. I'll tell you about it in a moment, but what's interesting here, let's say, about this factory or this accessory shop, is the rack on the bed. I'm not sure how to say rack in Spanish. This metal structure allows you to hang accessories, making it multifunctional and versatile. This rack, which you can integrate into the Ranger like this, costs you approximately $2,000 to $3,000. And what they showcase here, or what they present to you, is the whole experience with their refrigerator. Domric is a brand that has merged with Frontrunner. They manufacture all these types of accessories, and now, well, they've made a great team to not only manufacture the bed racks, but also complement them with all the accessories that Domric already had, including that refrigerator. And so, the bed is going to be much better, much more complete. Look at the Frontrunner storage containers for more storage. You can, let's say, open this here and put your things inside. There you have the shovel in case you get stuck. Of course, we're talking about the Raptor, which has good off-road capability, and you need the recovery tools in case you get stuck somewhere. This bed rack is complemented by the roof rack or the roof bars as well, which keep, let's say, that uniform design. And I think it looks really good here. Camping is really popular. Going out camping, heading out to camp somewhere in the mountains, and a lot of people will see this basically like they're at Disneyland. They really love this. Now you see a table there. That table is also part of this whole setup. Let me explain, because you can have all of this in the box, but the table itself. Okay, where does it go? I'm going to explain what you do, because when it's folded, when it's, let's say, collapsed, that's where the table goes, and it's completely portable, so it doesn't take up any extra space. Because the bars themselves, the structure, the rack, have the ability to fit in there without any problem. And I mentioned the tent at the beginning. This is already an inflatable tent. I'll tell you how it works in a moment. But look, the ladder is also a component of that tent. The ladder folds up, let's say. It's completely collapsible, and everything fits into a relatively small package. Something about the size of that container, the size of this box, approximately. That's the tent. How do you inflate it? Well, here I'm showing you the tip itself, the fitting where you attach an air compressor, and in a matter of seconds you have your tent set up. I repeat, once you add the ladder, you'll have your accessories and you'll be ready for adventure with your tent. Your ladder doesn't take up much space. And really, everything is about practicality and convenience. And speaking of convenience, just look at the little details too, like having your spoons, your utensils, your cutlery, knives there for when you need them at the campsite. This is for cutting meat or, I don't know, vegetables. All those little details are what make, let's say, the perfect adventure. I hope you're enjoying this Ford Ranger Raptor. But if you're liking the video, I ask you to give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, you know? I bring exclusive videos, events, launches, so good content for you. Give it a like, subscribe, hit the little bell so that YouTube's feed shows you my videos more often. And let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Let's keep going. And speaking of convenience, the external accessories of the truck, of course, you have the Ford Ranger Raptor, you have your structure for the tent, the ladder, the rack. There you can organize everything for your off-road adventure. When it's time to relax, check out all it offers. This is the water tank itself that comes assembled or attached to this. Of course, the water won't come out here, but this is electric. I mean, it's the water dispenser. So you have it integrated here with your table. They also have the stove. The same manufacturer also provides the stove, the folding table, which I've already explained to you how it works to store it. Also the coolers, the refrigerators, and well, it's a whole experience for adventure, for off-roading, which really I find very interesting, right? Because the level of convenience is so high now that you don't have to worry about anything at all. That gives me a chance to ask you a question. Are you from the old school? From when inflatable tents didn't exist? Or rather, would you like, when you go camping, when you go out to camp, not to have all these conveniences, right? Like inflatable tents, folding ladders, coolers, an electric water dispenser? Well, all these things I've mentioned to you. Do you prefer to do it the old-fashioned way with a bit more effort? Or are you in favor of evolution, technology, and integrating all these convenience items? Of evolution. Yes, of evolution. Of evolution. Yes, of evolution. Of evolution. Yes, of evolution. Of evolution. Evolution. Exclusive. So I send you a big hug, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.